What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Post Up. Well, not fully an episode. We live, but it's the middle of the week, and I wanted to run my mouth. So I got my homegirl back on here, familiar face, Jackie Rae from Jackie Rae TV. What's up, girl?
What's happening? I'm excited.
Oh, girl, it's so
Man,
much
the
going
intro
on.
though, like
Thank you. I
trying
got
to
a
get
new
my
intro for those of y'all who have been here for a couple live streams and we haven't done the intro, but I'm like, I need a little bit of hype up. I guessed it on the podcast and they had an intro. And I was like, all right, cool. I got
that was fire.
I gotta give you a little intro. So I thank you for liking that. But
Yeah.
girl, WNBA season. First of all, let's just talk about the schedule of it all. We are in week 2. Me and you. You know, we're on the front lines for the Sparks together. This WNBA season has came and hit me upside my head. What about you?
Listen, I talked to Mercedes Russell today at Sparks practice, and I said, "Yo, I'm tired, and I just come to the games and watch y'all play, and then write about it and do videos. I'm physically tired. How you feeling?" She said, "Girl, tired."
Exhausted. I mean, it's everybody who is involved is so tired. I mean, the Sparks had, what was it, 7 games in the last 13 days or
13
something like
days,
that.
yeah.
So it's like, I feel like I'm on tour. We got to keep making shows about it. We making show on top of show on top of show because we recording while we there.
Yep.
We doing the press conferences, which is being recorded, but then we taking that content and repurposing it. So for those of y'all who don't know what the media do or the YouTube content creators, whatever you want, the journalists even behind it, because Jackie Rae is writing. Imagine if I had to write. I don't even write scripts for my videos. I'm just winging it.
I don't write scripts for my videos either, but I'm trying to hit both. I'm trying to hit like for people who, and shout out to y'all who read, because I know a lot of people don't read. We had Eric ask that question at Media Day. He asked, was it essay and
I think
Rae?
it was essay and Rae. Yeah, they were talking about books.
Yeah, and he was like, "Hey, if you could be a character from any book, what character would you be?" And they both said, "Oh, we don't read."
Hey, essay said, I mean, the Bible.
Hold up. So I circled back to her and I said, "Okay, so what character would you be in the Bible?" She goes, I mean, there's so many characters in the Bible.
I was waiting for her to drop Jesus. I swear to God, I would have been in tears. But again, I can't take nothing serious. I would have been like, Jesus, JC.
Jesus wept. He walked on water. What can you do?
Yeah, my mama was Mary, and my daddy was Joseph. And, so yeah, the schedule has been crazy. We've been going to practice. You just said you was at practice. I missed practice because I had another show.
Yeah.
So I mean, we are literally juggling in between the things that are there, but we are off to a good start. We don't have to start talking about our Sparks.
We as the league.
I was saying human beings.
Okay.
WNBA fans. Not saying that the Sparks. Well, let's just start with the Sparks. Let's rip the Band-Aid off, okay? The Sparks are 2-6. Is it ruining my life currently? Yes, because I talked a lot of crap leading up to it. I was on different podcasts. I got to go back on that podcast I was just on. They like, you free on the 16th? Now I got to go and look like a fool. But I will say I didn't know we would have the injuries that we had. What are your thoughts, Jackie Rae?
Listen, I had today at practice, and forgive me for not remembering his name, but I think he's with the LA Times. We was all in the huddle waiting to see who we was going to scrum with. And he goes, somebody in this circle has said that the Sparks were going to go to the finals. And he just looked at me and I was like, wait a minute, I don't even know your name. You ain't got to put my business out there like that.
I still mean it. I mean it. I'm saying it with my chest. I mean it because here's the thing. The unimaginable can happen. The Indiana Pacers didn't choke and got to the finals. There's crazier. Ben Simmons has a job. You feel me? Like there are crazier things that have happened than the Sparks going to the final. And mind you, we have had crazy injuries. We have a long-term hardship player already. Week 1.
Yeah, but that's, the thing is, historically, I think we've been the most injured team for the last 3 years. We've been the most injured team in the WNBA. So I don't know what that's about. I don't know if there's some sort of karma we need to rectify. I don't know what's going on, but we don't have the depth a lot of times. And to be fair, we don't have no team in the WNBA is going to have that because we just don't have the rosters for that.
Yep. Well, I mean, here we are. There are teams that are deeper than us that have the depth, but that's the 2 teams that are on the top, the New York Liberty and the Minnesota Lynx. These are the teams that didn't change from last year. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
The New York Liberty got rid of Sloot, let her go home so she can retire on top and take her fiance's spot as the number 1 all-time leading scorer in the Chicago Sky, which is very ghetto. I don't know how they even work their relationship out.
Petty.
Petty. I'll be like, you gonna pass me? I will be putting on my shoes and coming out of retirement. Like old girl for who went to the Valkyrie. You know, I'm talking Tip Hayes.
Oh yeah.
You know, go in and retire, coming out. But yeah, so the New York Liberty and the Minnesota Lynx didn't change much. They were the team that were in the finals. They're the team to beat. Minnesota Lynx are 8-0 right now. Oh my God. Don't they play today?
Yep. They do. That's what I was about to say. I was like, dang, what time they come on? Let me look.
I think it's right now while we talking.
That's what I was thinking.
And there's probably 4 games starting off right at the same time as this live stream. So,
and I hate that. I hate that when I be wanting to sit down and just let me have a WNBA day and I look and there's 3 games on at the same time. Like, bruh.
Here's the thing. It just makes me have to watch film like I work for the team. Because now I'm on the WNBA app, looking at the recap, watching the games from I will say that WNBA app will get you right. It does,
yeah.
It will let you watch the games that are older, but it is annoying as hell. Because like you said, I want to watch a whole day full of games.
Yeah. What I still don't like though is when the Sparks play away, that WNBA League Pass is worthless to me. Because
it's not in market. Yeah.
Boo.
It don't even be on TV sometimes, depending on what market you're going to. You're going out to Connecticut, they like, catch us on Twitter.
Catch me outside. How about that?
You need a bootleg. You ain't got no jailbroken fire stick? Ain't no fire stick?
I have a fire stick, and it is jailbroken. But my ex jailbroke it for me, and I forget which app he did, and I'm not about to call and ask, so I just don't know.
You know what? Give it to God. any new future prospective exes that got the box, okay? Hit up Jackie Rae at Jackie Rae TV, okay? Yes. Other WNBA news though, girl. I mean, we can talk. We're gonna go through the teams of the power rankings just so we can talk about what we loosely think about all these teams. I don't think we have any informed opinions yet, which is another reason why all of y'all in the peanut gallery should just simmer down.
Yeah, shush.
But I made a post today. I got 2 things to talk about.
Okay.
The WNBA's investigation into the Seattle Storm. I don't have any official information. So
my headphones out.
We are credentialed people for a WNBA team, but what we were talking about next is completely opinion, y'all. This is 2 girls. We just some girls. We gossiping. Okay.
Yes,
Team might be a little hot. So what do you think is happening in Seattle?
I think everything they say is happening in Seattle is happening in Seattle. I think where there's smoke, there is always fire. You just have to figure out, is it a smoldering fire? Is it a dying fire? Or is it an active blaze? I think this is an active blaze.
You think it's okay? So I had a little thought because I trust NECA. NECA, 100%. President of the Players Association. She could be a double agent. She could be in there just getting information.
Yeah.
Typing it in her little typey type, and then send it. You know what I mean? That could be because she is such a mission-driven person. Not to say that that's underhanded, because it's not.
It's not.
First of all, you want to make sure that everybody's following the rules. It's a part of your job as the president of the Players Association. But it just is crazy to me that all of these complaints are coming from a franchise that has the president of the player who just resigned. She resigned. So we had heard complaints last year. So she resigned over the thing. So what are your thoughts?
Here's what I think. I think NECA, for anyone who's been around NECA even for like a fraction of a second, she's very regal. Her motto is "Let me give grace." So I think our society is kind of telling of that. I think that people, when they get comfortable, your position in life means nothing to them. They're going to be who they authentically are. And I think that's what's happening, because I would bet my last dollar that whatever's happening, NECA isn't going, hey, as a reminder, I'm president, right? She's not going to do that. She's going to, and like you said, she's going to be like, okay, on June 5th, on June 4th, on June 3rd, you know what I mean? She's just
Section 3, Article 7. You ain't supposed to be treating people that way.
Right.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking is happening, because that would be, for me, it's the only way that we're seeing so much of it leak out. Like what you're saying, like we heard the Skylar thing, and Jewel came out and says, like, so why would NECA still be there? And it's probably because she's helping to keep the order. I think, in my opinion, and honestly, it works better in Seattle's pocket to have her there, because then they can go against the WNBA things and all of these claims and say, okay, well, NECA was here, you know, maybe they won't get as much blowback. But I do agree with you. It's too many claims for it not to be nothing. Do you think it's Skylar Diggins?
So what had happened was, no,
yeah, girl.
Lord help me find the words. But yes, I guess is the short answer. Yes, I think that, again, she's a beautiful woman. She's an incredibly talented athlete, but problems circulating around her just tend to be what we know of her career.
Yep.
And so again, I don't think that, and sometimes you can grow from that. I think a lot of us have been at different stages in our life where we can look at and be like, Lord, I hope don't nobody
Mhm.
catch film from when I was that person,
Yeah. Twitter
So
from 2003.
right. Listen, all of my Facebook until about 5 years ago. So I get it. And I'm not shaming her about that. One of the things that I really liked about her is when I was interviewing NECA right after the commissioner had that absolute bumble on MSNBC about not addressing racism and homophobia. Myself and Sabrina, who she was with, I don't remember, the Athletic, I think. We interviewed NECA in the hallway. So this is where I will give Skylar grace. I think maybe she's just too over the top with her personality sometimes, but she stood in the hallway, and I'm a Scorpio, so you can't side eye me for too long before I say something. I don't give a damn who you are, So I'm trying to interview NECA, and she's giving me the face, and I looked at her and I said, "Did you need something?" She goes, "I need to make sure you guys ain't saying nothing crazy to NECA." And I said, "Oh, bet. I like that. You're a good friend." And then when I said that, like her whole face softened.
Yeah.
And then when we got done with NECA, she said, "Good job." I said, "Thank you. I appreciate you being a good friend."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think two things can be true at the same time. I think she can be an amazing, well, three things in this case. She can be an amazing athlete. She can be a great friend. She can also be a problem.
Yeah. I think all of what you said is true. I just recently had an interaction with Skylar Diggins at the Sparks, that scrimmage, the close scrimmage.
Yeah.
And she's one of the most intense people that ever walk by you. You feel me?
You feel her presence.
You feel her presence. You feel how serious she is, but she don't feel like a threat. It's like I kind of see a little bit of myself in Skylar Diggins, so that's why I give her a lot of grace on if people want to play with her or not, because it's totally probably opinion. Like you said, I don't think she in there saying nothing crazy. I don't think any of those, like the bullying, or I think she's one of those people who, if you are on a team with her, she's gonna want to compete at a high level. She's holding herself to the same standard she will be holding you to, but it's not always best
Friendly.
for people's other people's personalities. Like, I feel like people sometimes take offense to me because I'm loud. I'm very opinionated. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a small human, but my presence is big. So I get that some people, they just, especially extreme introverts, they just be like, she a lot. That's what they say about me. She a lot. I don't like to deal with it.
I think you're just right. I think you're just right.
Us, but to some people, so that's what I'm saying. In some circles, or some jobs that I be in, I be having to find myself in more jobs that are entrepreneurial based, or people who are go-getters, and people with thicker skin, and people who are like used to rejection and having no being said to them. Because oftentimes, especially as a Black woman, they see it as a threat when you challenge what was excellence, when you challenge the system, all these things. So it's like, I am not one that's going to be quick to give a bad rap to Skylar Diggins because you see her fussing and being sassy and she got into it with DT. Her and DT got into it because her and DT the same damn person.
Exact same. You know what I mean? Like, and the thing, I love that you said that, because I've told people all the time, people close to me, I was like, I literally, the last two jobs I had before I started working at the Long Beach Post, both of those jobs had women on those jobs that called me a bully.
Yeah.
And it took me aback. I was like, moi? What? I think I'm one of the nicest people on the planet. So, and then as I'm sitting down, with HR, which, by the way, I say this to everybody, HR is not your friend. HR is there to protect the company.
The company. They don't work for you
at all. But I'm sitting there with HR, and this girl is going through like all the things I said to her and the times that I said to her. And I am so confused and bewildered because she's not lying. She's telling the truth.
Yeah.
And then HR is like, "Well, did you say that?" I'm like, "Yeah."
I absolutely said that to her.
Well, why did you say that? What? We needed to do X, Y, and Z. She wasn't doing X, Y, and Z. I said, you need to do X, Y, and Z.
It's not even, it's accountability.
Yeah. And this is the thing. My dad used to tell me all the time, from when I was a little kid to adulthood, may he rest in peace. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah.
And I don't think about how I'm saying it when I'm in trying to get work done. This is what needs to happen.
Yeah.
That's all I'm thinking about.
To Jackie Rae, these are professional athletes who are going for a championship in a 48 game, season.
Come on.
So I hate the whole, oh, well, she hollered. We all should be hollering.
Yeah.
The fans are the stake of the league and the CBA. All the things that you got are your feet are to the fire.
Have you seen Caitlin Clark hollering? While she's
all the time cussing out the refs. Her daddy has even complained that she complained too much. You feel me? Luca do it, Bron do it. We see all of these people, and it's like the mean girl trope becomes a thing. And it's like, this is a high level athlete competing at the highest level in our country, in the best league in the world.
Absolutely.
And you're saying it's hard to be her teammate because she like, you missed a shot.
Do you think that maybe, because this is always something I used to be fascinated about with my brother, I would see him with his boys, they would literally fight, not like argue, like fist fight. Yeah. And then like the next day they'd be like, hey man, we going to, you come with us? We about to go. I'm like, what just happened? Yeah. And I just think that women just I'm generalizing here, y'all. But in general, not all, but once we have that beef, then we just beefing.
It's a little bit more of a grudge. And I can agree with you on that. I think that there are a lot of women who are usually the opinionated kind, like me and you. Like we could get into a disagreement and be like, oh, I'm gonna call Trice.
Yeah.
So she wasn't disrespecting me. She was arguing the damn point. We ain't beefing like it's a lot of us, but I think it becomes a bit cliquish. Yeah. Because it's a team. It's okay, she embarrassed me and she embarrassed you. You know, two people with the same enemy, them the best friends in the world, right?
Say that again.
I'm not saying that the things didn't happen in Seattle. I think it's getting loud over there. I think they're gonna have to end up changing Noelle Quinn. Love her to death.
And seeing the thing is, we losing too many Black women as head coaches. So can y'all get it together in Seattle for me, please?
Seriously, because Becky made it out her little thing. She made it out her jam. You feel me? She came out unscathed as another woman. Who's a coach, because we also fighting for women to be coaches.
Absolutely.
So it's a lot going on. I want to see how this shake all out. I don't know a whole bunch of facts. There was some people up on TikTok educated me, and Lee requested to trade too. That was crazy, but I felt like I knew she was going to request a trade because they drafted Dominique Malunga.
Right.
It's like, why you bring me over here if you was going to bring this phenom who could dunk?
Right. What am I doing here? Just keeping the seat warm for her?
And Lee should be starting because, you know, she got that 3-point burner. She's a better player overall. So it's just, I think it gets a little bit confusing there. That might look like something out to the public, but somebody on TikTok was telling me that the Chinese league that she signed to was actually the people who requested to trade, because they like, if you're not going to play her, we going to play her. Send her home.
I ain't mad at that. You know, look, love. That's love. Like,
because they want to win the Asia Cup is one of my friends told me. And it's like, but also Dominique ain't playing for France. She ain't playing. So I get, you know, I don't, you know, I don't know the international beef. I don't know.
Yeah, me either. But I love Lee. So wherever she could be, is she playing? I'm with it.
She should definitely be on the starter roster. I think she should either, it's hard because Angel Reese is in Chicago and so is Camila Cardoza. So like Chicago is not a good spot for her. Tina Charles has, Connecticut is that Connecticut. I'm thinking of a team that need a big. Maybe,
but hear me out on this. Chicago, although you're right, because you got two bigs there. Those bigs rarely fire on all cylinders at the same time.
Yep. And Lee was spread a little, like Angel Reese just hit her first three. Lee been hitting threes.
Right.
So it's like she could spread the floor a little bit more if they were to play bigger. But Camilla, I was expecting her to step up a little bit more in Chicago, but they're in a pickle.
Yeah, Chicago's a whole mess. Like they need to be studied.
I mean, I feel bad for Tyler. He got one hell of a job.
Right.
Them Chicago fans is not forgiving either. So
hold on. I was looking at them when they came to LA, and I was like, did I miss this somehow? Is that whole coaching staff Black?
I don't know if it's all Black, but it's all new. I ain't seen everybody they hired. I know it was Tyler. Let me see. Chicago Scots. That's good. Chicago Sky.
DJ got multiple screens, y'all. I love it when she do something. Look over there. I got one screen. I need to get my computer game to grow up.
I think they, you know, and Tanisha over there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, they all Black. They all Black. Oh no, I think it's another man on here. No, he might be a little biracial, Latinx. Latinx. I don't know what his nationality is, but everybody almost Black. It's just one person who ain't Black.
Okay, I didn't see that one person when they was in LA, but
Ozakaban? I don't know. Okay, sorry, Cam. I don't know how to say your name, brother. My bad. No beef.
You sound like you said Ozempic.
Ozempic. Why you? All right, let's talk about this Commissioner's Cup, girl. I hate the Commissioner's Cup that
I
is
do
so
too.
soon. We just got started, we haven't even played 10 games, and now we got to change the ball in the court, and now we competing for something different. Kathy, girl, first of all, change the games to different times. Okay, now you got us watching the same game on a different time inside a tournament. The damn league just started. Start the Commissioner's Cup after All-Star break.
That's what I said. Here's the thing about Kathy. I don't know. I would love to just be a fly on the wall in these meetings because how, like you said, the Sparks aren't the only team that's been on this insane run, and now you want us to give a damn about a cup, girl. We tired. Can we get a bed break?
Please. And maybe here's the thing. Maybe the first 2 weeks of the season,
maybe
each team only have 2 games per week.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. We're seeing people tear their ACLs. We seeing it's too much, too fast, too soon. It's already short. We got all summer, girl. How about you wait instead of starting in May when you did? Start after NBA Finals is over. Push it. Okay, first of all. Then 2 games, and we ramp up in the summer, and we go into the fall. We have plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
48 games can fit real tight, but you don't have to do 7-8 games in the first 10 days. Is crazy for any team that's traveling.
They've kept the schedule the same, right? They just increased the number of games, but the window of time that we're playing
is the same window. But we played Golden State Valkyries. The first 5 games we had, 3 of them was against the damn Golden State Valkyrie. It's like we this is not AAU, Kathy. Slow it on up, okay?
Right. Because the thing is, if you want good basketball, which we do, good basketball is going to continue to grow the league.
Yep.
In order to have good basketball that grows the league, you need to have players that are well rested and healthy.
She don't care nothing about that. She gonna run them girls into the ground like Tibbs. She gonna be fired. She gonna be leaves. Exactly. Okay, let's talk about the Mystics. Yo.
Remember last year when we used to say, at least we not the Mystics?
I called them a poverty franchise on another podcast. I have so many people coming for me. I don't know what the hell kind of magic. I thought they were so stupid. I went on a whole rant, running my mouth about how they let Van Loo go. I'm like, they let Van Loo go. This is
right.
Went Kiki and Sonya.
Look, DJ called me one day. She's like, "Have you watched any of these Mystic games?" I was like, "Mystics?
No, we're watching the Mystics." I'm just as confused. It's like saying watch the Wit, but the Mystics might be on the come up. They might be better than us this year. Kiki,
I mean, that's not hard to do though.
I mean, listen, when we get fully rested, if these pieces don't come together, I mean, it would be a shame because on paper we're a top 5 team easily.
On paper,
on paper.
Know, I've dated men that are great on paper.
Oh my God. I'm gonna have to be fighting for my life. Sparks, please pick your shit up because I have been on a press tour running my mouth.
Yes, you have.
And people are challenging me.
Girl, I'm taking strays on your behalf.
Yeah, that wasn't even you that said that. That was me.
Like, aren't you Miss Toxic Positive or Toxic? I was like, no, I'm not.
I am Mrs. Toxic Positivity. The Mystics are on to come up. The Chicago Sky are 2-4, still better than the Sparks, which is
but the Chicago Sky, they have lingering problems. Those problems are going to last a long time, which is unfortunate because a lot of those, Angel Reese, she gets a lot of outside flack, and DJs Sparks all day, every day, twice on Sunday. So when the Chicago,
I get that on a t-shirt.
When the Sky came to LA, she didn't go to the post game, but I did because I'm a huge Angel Reese fan. And one of the things, the phrase "never let them see you sweat," we all see that Angel is sweating, and she makes it obvious. And I would just wonder how much her play would elevate if she learned how to block out the noise. Because the noise is taking an effect on her. I wasn't as good at basketball as I was in volleyball, but when I was playing volleyball, if there was something that was emotionally bothering me, I can't spike nothing. I'm not even setting properly. Setting is the easiest thing you can do. Just get under the ball and push it up.
Push it up. Yep.
It's the easiest thing you could do. But if somebody had kind of criticized me too hard, so for them, I don't think they're making it to the playoffs.
No, I think that's gonna be a dud of a season. They're gonna have some good draft picks for next year, though. Angel Reese needs some vets. She needs some
You
solid
think she needs
vets.
some vets, or you think she needs to be traded?
I think she needs vets. She can be the Barbie in Chicago. I think that's her franchise. I think Chicago would be stupid if they, like, literally marketing wise, she is a great fit there. They just need to build around her. And I don't know if getting her and Cardozo was a good idea together.
I thought
They
it was.
going to be a Rakia Cam situation, but it was nothing like that. They were unfamiliar with the game. They have a lot of redundancy, as well as Cardozo is not that good around the rim. I'll be like,
she's slow.
Girl, you just throwing that shit up.
Slow, yeah.
It's different. So I think they just need some other pieces. They did get Ariel Atkins. They let a lot of good people go when Marina Mabry left, and the organization just kind of fell apart. The Kennedy Carter. I mean, her attitude, she tore that locker room up.
But okay, so here's the thing. She's a lot. You and I have both interviewed her. She's a lot. There's a lot of personal growth that needs to happen for her. That being said, though, you're a franchise that has struggled scoring. Do you let the scorer go?
I think they had to let the coach and the scorer go because they're trying to dodge the allegations of bullying and harassment and people cussing out, because that's what I heard. She was in the locker room wilding out on people saying she was gonna fight them. Allegedly.
Look, we don't have to allege that. We've seen her do that on the court.
I don't know if I would want to catch a fade from Carter in the locker room after missing the 3, playing for the Chicago Sky. I don't know that I would want to do that. So I didn't like how they fired Teaspoon. I think even if there were issues, there could have been a better way. I don't get why she was completely fired.
Me too. I think that if there was going to be someone who could make that team cohesive, it was her. And I think that's why, because in my opinion, I think Angel's level of play has declined this year than where it was last year. And I think not having that coach that you can trust, not only as a coach to help you on the court, but someone you can lean on emotionally.
Yeah.
It's just taking a toll.
I think she hate how they did her. She might have to get traded because it's just the emotional part. And they don't have no practice facility. They be talking about that all the time, but it's in the works.
Sometimes you just need something new.
You do. But I think Chicago would be crazy to let her go. Her brand is bringing people in. That's the only reason.
She'd be upset. She'd be hurt. But I think at the end of the day, like sometimes when you live in an apartment and you done had a horrible relationship there and everybody in the community knows who you are and they done seen you, and the best way to get over that is to get out.
Get out completely. Yeah, I just don't know where she would go.
She can come to LA.
She wouldn't fit. We would have to get rid of so much capital.
We would.
We would have to get rid of, like, pretty much.
That would be just more for me, just because.
Yeah, I mean, but she would have to be, her face would have to be on every. That would be my clause. Like, I get how people be like, LeBron is a diva, he doing all, but I would have it built into my marketing. If I come to your franchise, I'm on every poster. I'm on the bus. I'm on the handout. You can have a couple like individual tickets that don't got me on it, but I would have to be the star, and that's why I think KP came here too. Is like she was never gonna get out of the shadow of A'ja Wilson. Or even Chelsea Gray with being the point guard. Like,
yeah, but you know what though? And I totally agree with you on that. But when you fly into Vegas during the WNBA season, in that airport, guess what you see? Las Vegas aces everywhere. Every single player, there's paraphernalia. When you go to that arena, guess what you know? The Las Vegas aces play there because there's paraphernalia. You can get everybody's jerseys in the shop. When you fly into LAX, when you go to crypto, who play here?
Who play here? I was just at Universal, and they got a little lid store over there, and they had Sparks jerseys in there, which I was like, okay. Women's sports, they had Kelsey Plum, Cameron Brink, and Rakia Jackson. That was the 3 jerseys they had. They didn't have no other players on none.
You see what I'm saying?
And that was it. They didn't even have a blank Sparks shirt. They had them 3 jerseys, and that was not even wrap. No hats. No keychains, no lanyards, no cups, no license plates, no nothing. But
when's the last time you've been driving around and saw a Sparks thing on the side of a bus, a billboard, a bus stop?
Yeah, this season, last season a lot more. I do like that marketing video they got though, with the car and like, why that ain't on social media? That would get the people to the. I understand it's the intro for the game, but. Cut that joint down to 15 seconds and let that low rider jump with Rakia doing her little thing. She had a chain on. I'm like, give the people what they want.
Yeah.
this will get people to drive from Inglewood and Long Beach and everywhere to come. But I don't know. It just seemed like a lot of it was in transition. Maybe we'll see more rollouts as the season goes. But
hopefully,
if we start winning, they'll definitely start doing more.
Yeah, Phoenix is the same way. When you walk into Arizona, it don't matter what time of year you come.
You in the
Phoenix,
valley.
yeah, you know.
El Valle. Okay. All right. The Indiana Fever, all they fans is complaining because Caitlin Clark is injured. Like, it's the worst injury of life. She's coming back, but I want to talk about how the Fever picked up Ari McDonald. And I DM'd her and I was like, girl, I'm so proud for you. Yeah. I'm happy you found a place. I cannot believe the Sparks let her go.
Girl, didn't we have a whole, like, I was like, what's happening?
Yeah, my stomach hurt real bad about the Ari one. She was one of my favorites. Every time I get a good interview during media day, they trade that person. Ooh, it was Monique Billings last year. It might be. I don't know. I'm gonna just stop talking to everybody. I'm gonna shut the hell up. I ain't gonna. Nope. I'm gonna be talking to Josh like, don't come over here. But yeah, I'm glad she was there. She went off in her game last night. So big shouts out to Ari McDonald and the Indiana Fever. They're gonna have a great season.
I mean, shout out to the Indiana Fever, who I despise, by the way.
Completely. And I'm from there.
Right. I still have to give them their credit as far as not only building for the future, they're building for right now.
Yep.
I said this on the Infinity TV show, sitting Caitlin Clark right next to the coaches. Her basketball IQ is already high, but for her to be able to interact with those coaches and see how and why they make some of the moves that they make, that's going to make her more dangerous. I don't like her as a person. I don't ever see that changing unless she changes how she scapegoats a lot of things. Yeah. But as a basketball player, she's phenomenal. And the coaching staff there putting her in a situation where she can be even more dangerous on the court. Like, this injury, to be honest, I think is going to turn out to be a big blessing for the Indiana Fever.
Same. I saw her over there looking like holding a piece of paper. I'm like, she about to start coaching. She gonna take over the goddamn league. And the coach is better. Stephanie White, better coach.
Yep.
Indiana native. She's going back to get that championship. I think the Fever are gonna be in championship contender mode probably like in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
With the roster they got. Yeah. So we're cooked. I don't know what we're gonna do, but luckily everybody will be a free agent next year. So
yeah.
We can hopefully break up that little dynasty they got going on. The Connecticut Sun, they blew up their team, but they all right.
Yeah.
1-6. Yeah, they're not doing great, but Marina Mabry, she's not Mabry yet, but hopefully she turns. A lot of these players ain't Arike.
I mean, because when do you have time?
Yeah.
Like, you're just go. It doesn't matter what job you do. When you don't have proper rest, you are not going to look your best. Ooh, that's a bar.
That was. You need to put these on t-shirts. The damn Minnesota Lynx. I don't know what the hell they doing the rest because they rested. They 7-0. 1-0 in the cup. They ain't lost yet. They be just electric sliding on the court. It's all the time. Just embarrassing, just stomping on our legacy over here. With every clapping that damn electric slide.
Doing the fans.
Phoenix Mercury also too. They were supposed to be trash. I was like, man, they're gonna have Alyssa Thomas and Satu. AT went out, thought Sparks would get the win. Satu came, embarrassed us.
Yep. I mean, Satu is a beast, though. Satu, to me, we don't say her name enough, in my opinion.
She's been injured, but now she's healthy and looking like the GOAT.
That she always looked like to me.
Yeah, she's been a good player. They keep saying she should be a top 3 player for me, but she's not. So I won't change that. She's not. She's a top 10. She's not a top 3 or 5.
As long as she's in the top 10, we good.
Yep. Vegas is doing their thing. They bouncing back a little bit. 4-2. They had some losses, but Asia Wilson gonna be Asia Wilson.
Yeah. I didn't think that they were gonna have a drop off without Kelsey. Unfortunately, their team is built so well that one moving piece is not going to shake things up that much. So good to see the Aces being the Aces. I am going to try to get. Would you go, girl? If we could get
I go. We said we was gonna get some press passes and go out there and record.
Let's go. Let's do that.
I don't know what game we're gonna do, but we're gonna coordinate it. We'll just drive out to Vegas.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
That'll be so fun. And then the Seattle Storm, they on the hot seat, 3-4. They just not good to me. They're not using Gabby right.
Yeah, but that's okay. So here's, and I know people hate when I say this. When we talk about the controversy surrounding the Seattle Storm, we can kind of say they just got a lot going on. That's why they don't look good. I've been saying this for years. What is going on behind the scenes that we don't know about with the LA Sparks? What could it be?
I don't know what it could be because we've been there trying to solve the mystery for 3 years. I mean, hot on the case. I don't know what it is. It's just like we had a better have a better coach this year, way better pieces that are raw materials. Like these, if our roster went to the LA Fitness and just did a pickup game, they should be cleaning house, grown men. I don't care who it is. This roster should be doing that. And it's like we keep getting the same outcome. And we be sitting in the press conference like, what the hell happened in the third quarter?
Yeah.
We scored 4 points.
Yeah.
We scored 9 points.
Go missing. Literally go missing.
I don't know what's happening. And it's like maybe the players aren't that motivated. Not that motivated. I just think if everybody turned into a dog every day, like it'd be popcorn with the dog.
Yeah.
You feel me? If everybody played like they had a chip on their shoulder every day, like somebody was talking shit about us, we'd be in a different position.
Some of it probably is the lack of rest, though. Coach has been sick for the last 2 days. That's because of a lack of rest, So some of it probably does have to do with the lack of rest. If we had seen the Sparks have a couple of highs, because you've been covering them for 3 years, I've been here for 4. If we've seen them on a high, we would probably tell people, hey, calm down. But because in my tenure and your tenure, we haven't seen them on a high, I'm like, I don't know, it's got to be something else.
And it's so many positive things that we see. We see it in practice, we see it in streaks, but then the finished product, you be looking at that damn stat sheet like, wait a minute.
Does that say what does that say? Like we do that in the post game all the time. Like, are you looking at the ESPN or WNBA? Because that happens all the time.
Right. That's like every game. That's what media be saying. Okay, what's that you looking at? What's that? They don't even print out the damn box scores for us no more. They're like, we don't want y'all to see the numbers. Look it up yourself.
Right.
I don't know. I'm hoping for the best. I think it is going to work its way out because Lynn don't like to lose. I will say that last home game, she kind of was looking like, fuck.
Yeah.
I got my ass beat.
They can't do. So I love Lynn. I do think that Lynn is the better coach. And this is no disrespect to Kurt, because y'all know Kurt was my man. I had nothing but high praise for that man. I still continue to have high praise for that man. And even as much as I love Lynn, my thing is this. Even Lynn has said, when you're trying to build a legacy and true chemistry, you're talking about 2 to 3, maybe even 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
And so for me, and I think even for some of the fans, why'd you fire him? If we're looking at the same, why'd you fire him?
Because I don't think he was the right fit, though. I don't think he got fired either. I think
it was a mutual.
I think it was a mutual thing where they were like, hey, we have a job that you're better suited for, because he does have 20 years in women's basketball. So it was more of like a warm pass versus because he wasn't the right fit there. And I think him and Reagan have a great relationship, a great working relationship, and she just helped find him a job.
Oh, that's great. And I do think,
I don't know that. I think that.
I can see that because he's a very kind, very likable. His basketball knowledge is like
crazy.
Like you'd be sitting there and you'd be like, I don't think I know about as much about basketball as I thought. You know what I mean?
I don't know anything compared to him. I'll be like, teach me, coach. What are we talking about today?
Wait, let me get my pen out. Say that again. You know what I mean? Like he's amazing. Like his basketball IQ and the way he sees the game and the way he can just rattle off players, not only current players, but from 10 years ago and compare them. Like, okay, can't do any of that. But I do think that Lynn is an absolute better fit for the team. Yeah, I think she's a better fit for some of the nuances that we're starting to see. And I think that when you're talking about emotions, whether you like it or not, people are going to get down when you go on a losing streak. I think she's better to kind of say, turn the page, because that's been her narrative. I don't care if we win. I don't care if we lose. Turn the page. So I definitely think she's the better coach. But, still love me some Kurt.
Yeah, I love Kurt. I think he's better suited to be a GM because there's more
100%.
things. He's a Olympic level scout, y'all. Mm-hmm. He's been scouting for USA basketball. So he's
gold medal, but they don't get medals. Ain't that crazy?
They don't get medals. I know that sucked. I asked him that too. I was like, damn, where the medal at? He's like, we don't get one of them. But he's done that. He knows players all around the world. So as a GM, it makes more sense. Lynn, she is not a person who is going to get beat. Okay. Right. She's gonna want to win. She's gonna want to stay in the saddle. I think come what may, the Sparks should keep Reagan and Lynn and see how it goes for the next 3 years. Period. Let's not make any major organizational changes.
I agree.
Ride that till the wheels fall off, because the players are going to change, because the players always are going to change.
Right.
But let's keep the foundation where it is with two people who are committed to excellence. Mm-hmm. And Reagan is like on ground level committed to excellence. Let's see how that plays out. Let's see how having a hands-on GM works out. in the long term and not every season be putting our feet to the fire and it's like win or go home.
Right.
That's no way for people to build their jobs, their livelihood, like build a successful system, as well as the players feel that. So if the coach is always on the hot seat and feeling like they're gonna get fired, what the players playing like?
Right. I think the choice of words needs to be better, though. I think that when you hold a media conference and you keep saying over and over and over, we're building this team to win right now.
Yep.
Maybe say that like mid-season. Like we this is us. We did
I
this.
think they believed it because on the piece of paper, I'm telling you, if you put
on paper
4 past WNBA players, WNBA champions together, they're not old, they not washed, they hooping.
Yeah, still dope.
Still dope. Then you put people like Emma Cannon in there. You get some international phenoms like Julie Alamond. You get some people who are like out of the ordinary players like Leah Tu King to kind of come in and play support. Elite rebounder.
Leah too, though, we talked to Coach about her today, and she said that there's some things that so obviously the system is still a work in progress. And I just wonder how many people are working in, so she's still figuring out that system, which is why we haven't seen enough play from her, but we should be seeing more from her. But I don't know, man. Let me not say a but. I don't know.
Sanaya Fagan, I want to see her. Give her
I want to see her bad.
My thing is there's nothing wrong that could happen. Put her out there. She's used to getting her ass handed to her in practice, playing against Aaliyah Boston and all these other bigs when they won a championship.
So do you just do it? So how would you do it? Would you put her in like a regular rotation, or would you say every time we start losing by this much, all these players who aren't getting any real playing time are going in?
She need a regular rotation. We need to learn from the Knicks downfall. You got to work that bench. If your bench is not playing all year, think about it. If somebody from your starting five go out, you're cooked for the season. You have to trust these people. Why would you give them a roster spot if they couldn't play? We let Sanaya Fagan. I believe in Sanaya Fagan. I think Zaya Cook suffered some of this when she was in LA too. She got no burn. I do think her going overseas too really helped. But she could have developed her game a lot more if she was regularly put in positions to fail. Yeah. Because then you would be like, all right, cool. You fucked that up. All right, you're a rookie. Come on. You a second year. All right, yeah. Dribble handoff, girl. Go faster. Come off the screen. You know what I mean? You could do a little bit of that. But if you're just sitting on the bench giving out Gatorade and high fives, we can't even see the product. I need to see Sanaya Fagan. I get that there is a lot of redundancy, but there are people doing crazy stuff on the court right now. You might as well throw her into the rotation to see if she'll foul out or get a screen or how she would match up against these young players. Like, what's up?
Yeah, plus the level of anxiety. If you're just sitting on the bench, if you're used to sitting on the bench and then somebody calls your number, you're like, oh, damn. Oh.
Unless Sanaya is so confused, which I don't think is the case because they wouldn't have kept her at all because they had other players that they could have kept in there who were easier players to work into some kind of system. I think Sanaya is a great practice player. She has great habits. I want to see her in the game.
When you watch the game, we know that coach is doing this positionless system. When you watch the game, is there ever times when you're like, I don't know why so-and-so is over here? Like, I think they should be over there. Does that ever happen to you?
That never happens to me. It's more of, I don't know why nobody's moving. Like, they get into this weird zone of, and it's usually probably third quarter, where it's like, okay, get the ball to KP. We bringing the ball up. Get the ball to KP. ISO. KP just dribbling around everybody. And I'm like, why is everybody just standing there with their hands on their knees or like, cut to the basket? Like, there should be so much movement that the defense should just be breaking down. I just feel like we just be standing around sometimes more.
I think that maybe it's because I asked Mercedes about that today and I was like, all right, this positionless system, as a person who watches the game based on positions, explain this to me. Like, what does this mean? And she's like, it's just more reactionary. So maybe the reaction times are just down because they're in a new system.
I mean, there's no action. So where's the reaction? I mean, you would have to react to everybody's just standing around like a traffic cone. I mean, we got to like really think about what be happening. And there are moments now. There are plenty of moments where it's time to get KP the ball, let her cook off the ISO. She is very good at just blowing past people, creating her own shot and foul baiting. They be fouling, hacking the hell out of her. So if she gonna dribble in and do the thing, and that's what the play is, okay. But if more people was moving, there would be more people by the rim to get the rebound. There will be more people to box out. There will be more people to stop in transition defense. If you was already up at the key, you could be your ass down the court to stop the ball from coming up. But we just, I don't know what's happening. And I don't think it's the positionless system. I just think it's effort right now. It's just energy. And it might be because they tired. They came off that hard ass training camp. Then they go into all of these games, you know, then they star player two of their star players get injured. The people that they've been relying on in practice. So now you got to rehearse different things. So it's a lot. I'll feel better when we get Rakia and Rae back.
I definitely will feel better when we get them back. I know I'm the odd man out on this one. I don't think Cameron Brink is going to make the difference that people think. I think she's been out so long and now we kind of know that we're just waiting for her to be ready.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, what does that look like? And then for anybody who's ever gotten in a car accident, you know that once you get back on the road, there's some trepidation there. So how long is that going to last? You know what I mean? So
this season is questionable for Impact. I think defensively they'll immediately get better as soon as she get on the court, because of her size, people will stop taking it in, and then it'll free up people like De'Erica to get the hell away from the rim, because we need you 3-point and as a Rae.
Yeah,
let her do the rim protection. Get your ass out there and shoot that 3-pointer, girl.
Yeah,
it's uncontested when you 6'3", 6'4", and you shooting that 3 out on the arc.
And KP says she wants to get more assists, so dish the ball more.
She can just throw it up to Cam. I mean, literally lob it. Lob that bitch up. All right. Golden State Valkyries, we talked about them. 2-4. Dallas Wings, I mean, I feel bad for Paige. This is a welcome to the league moment. She also was concussed. Her and Rakia got concussions in the same week. Okay.
I think Rakia's was worse though.
I was shocked that she even got up off the ground. And that was her arms friendly fire. So and then was Paige's, I think was the same. Was it a not involved with the play? I gotta look at the replay.
Dang, I don't even remember. Now I gotta look. Lord.
It was against Chicago. But again, stop playing basketball after you get a concussion. What the hell? Everybody on the internet. That's why I posted about Rakia. I'm like, y'all talking about she been gone for 2 weeks. Y'all done said the girl pregnant. She hate the Sparks.
Right.
It's like she literally fell and is in concussion protocol. Have you been concussed?
I blame the NFL.
Because they just letting people CTE. They like, nah, that was 2 days.
You fine. Weren't you concussed yesterday? You fine today.
She could just have a headache. It's personal reasons. I don't want to fucking play after I got a concussion. 2 games.
I still wake up and wonder what day it is. I'm not playing today.
I'm concussed by the information that I'm receiving on a day-to-day basis. So be serious here. So hoping the best for Paige and Rakia. Rest up for real. These couple 10 games at the beginning don't matter anyway. We need you at the end of the season after the All-Star break to really put our foot on the gas, because we see after the All-Star break teams be 1 and 2 and then they drop down to the bottom of the league. So
all right, let's look at, I want to see the next couple games the Sparks got.
Oh God!
Because you are just a one-team person, right?
I'm
you're just the Sparks. Okay,
I'm just the Sparks. But here's the thing: I look at the other games, and people be like, "Well, who do you want to win?" I don't care about those people. I'm clearly there for research purposes.
Oh yeah, just to get the research. I will admit that I am a multi-team fan.
Okay, who your teams? We'll give you.
So I like the Sparks. I like the Mercury. I like the Aces. And I like the Chicago Sky. I'm sorry.
That's everybody in the league, Jackie Rae. We only got a handful of dang on teams.
Hey, I didn't say nothing about the Liberty.
Okay.
I hate now, I will say that Coach Reeves from Minnesota, my favorite coach. So I have a soft spot for Minnesota.
Because you like Cheryl Reeves.
Because I like Cheryl Reeves, yeah. She's my Popovich.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, so who are you rooting for overall to win?
Well, I can't say. Let me see. That's a good question. Let me think.
Out of your, since you got so many teams.
Oh, the Aces all day.
So you want the Aces to win?
Yeah. I wouldn't be mad. Listen, if the Sparks get it together, riding that all day, every day. See, you see the comment. Hell yeah, Mercury
is fun to watch. It was comments over here the whole time. My bad, y'all. I'll be forgetting. We be running on now.
Is anything good?
They talking about the Aces. Becky just outcoached Roberts. I can see that.
Yep.
Also, Coach Roberts is a rookie. It's her first time. She don't know. She said she was trying to figure out the timeouts. She like, this is tough.
Yeah, she said yesterday in practice, she said every time with the timeout, she goes, what's happening now? I love that. I love the honesty from her. I love the transparency. She definitely is a player's coach. You know, she loves the game. And let me say this, though. I think she's one of the flyer coaches in the league. I'm gonna start posting all these pictures because I got a long lens now that I be playing with her in the games. I be taking pictures of her looking the fly. The other pictures I be taking of her is when I love when a player's talking to her because her facial expressions, she be like, she got the Russell Westbrook face sometimes.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. You don't even know where you're supposed to be. Oh snap! We got an echo on our audio.
Oh, this whole time?
No, just now. Somebody just said that.
Okay, I was gonna be like, dang it.
All right, I'm not sure what's happening there, but we about to get off, y'all. So thank you so much, Jackie Rae, for coming through. It's a Trice, my audio.
What? The whole time or just now?
Just now or the whole time, y'all? I need them to tell me.
Come on, y'all, type faster. Ooh, now I hear an echo.
Do you?
Sound like somebody was trying to sneak in onto the chat. What happened?
All right, y'all. My echo is audio. My audio is echoing. We getting off of here anyway. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of the Post Up. It's been real, and we'll talk. All right, that's a wrap on the Post Up. I ran my mouth, said what I said, and now it's your turn. Drop a comment, share it, and come back tomorrow, because I'm not done talking. And make sure you... All right, that's a wrap on the Post Up. I ran